Evening out there in YouTube world, it's me, Curtis, from Serene Curations Candle and Home Goods Company. I wanted to do a YouTube video with you all today showing you how we pour our candles on an expedited and a small level. Of course, we do pour in small loads, but this is kind of just to kind of go through and show you how it is that we do and what it is that we do. If you like our content, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and continue to roll with us. As I told you in the beginning, we're building our business. We're kind of switching, going from one industry to another one, and we're kind of building our business, and things are going great. If you want to give us a shout, you hit us on Instagram at Serene_Curations_Co. And just to continue to follow us. Or you can even check out our website. You won't be able to see it now, but you can leave your email, www.serenecurations.com. And of course, continue to follow our YouTube channel. I'll shout that out again, and it'll also be linked in the descriptions below. This is just a candle making tutorial to show you how it is we pour our candles and what it is that we do. Also, there's going to be a vessel challenge, just kind of showing you what the vessels that we use and what works best for us. And out there in YouTube world and candle world, if you come across this video and you also want to do a vessel challenge, I urge you to jump in the comments and let us know what works for your vessels, what it is that you do, what works best for you. If you want to send some pics and things like that, it's obviously stated. I wanted to do a YouTube video kind of showing you, doing a candle making tutorial, showing you how we pour our candles. Of course, all of our candles are poured one by one with love, with research, and with the customer in mind. We are not, of course, one of these large candle companies that has the pouring utensils and it just pour, insert. We're pouring every individual order is being poured by us, from us, and taken to the customer. So to start off, what I like to do is, I like to make sure that I have all of my materials, okay? And I have a Digiboil, so I have a wax melter. I'm not going to be using that today. Today we're going to be using the stove. We're going to go old school with it and be using the double boiler method, the kind of pop on the stove. So we're going to be doing that. But I like to make sure that I have all of my materials. So of course here I have my wax and in both of my pouring pitcher. What I use is, instead of using a funnel container, I actually use I have one of these, I call it my fragrance cup, because it kind of it has milliliters, also it has ounces, it has tablespoons and cups. So however you want to measure, it has that. So you're definitely going to need that. You're going to need your handy dandy scale. Okay, and some people use a hot plate on the table. I just rather use the stove or either my boiler. It's kind of up to you. Of course, you're going to need a spoon. I use a wooden one. It's just kind of better for me, steering inside of my cup. You're going to need your handy dandy, your vessels. These are the ones that we're going to be using today. These are 8-ounce vessels that I got off Amazon. And I think I got these for like $1 and some each with the lids to them. So they're pretty good vessels. If you need some vessels to use, or you're looking for some vessels. And if you're going to use these and you want to use some labels, the Avery labels, they have the Avery labels, the rectangle labels, 2x3 go great with these vessels. They are absolutely awesome. Okay, you're going to need your wick holders. Okay. And also you're going to need your handy dandy thermometer, wick trimmers, of course your wicks. These are beeswax wicks. I also got these off Amazon. These are beeswax wicks. They go great with these once trimmed down, as well as your handy dandy pouring pitcher. And you're going to need your fragrance, okay? The fragrances that I'm going to be using today, and I'm actually going to only be using one, is I'm going to be using it's called White Chocolate Raspberry Truffle, and it's from Candle Cocoon. You go to their website. They're right here in Wisconsin. They're a really, really, really good candle company. I use fragrances from Candle Science, from Virginia Candle Supply. Also, I want you all to tune in. I just placed my first order with, it's called the Sozo Essentials. And I ordered some fragrances from them, and I'm waiting on my fragrances to come, and I'm going to do an unboxing and kind of show you all how that goes and how the fragrances should smell, because they're going to be one of my go-to fragrance suppliers for my candle company. But Candle Science is great. Again, I just ordered with Sozo. I also use Candle Cocoon. Those are my three candle suppliers. And off the fly or the whim, if I have an order for like a fragrance that I don't have in stock right away, I'll go to Amazon because I can go to Virginia Candle Supply and get fragrances from there and that I know that's going to be from a reputable, or a, if you will, I don't want to say off-branded company, and I can get those fragrances right away. Of course, with Amazon Prime, if I don't have it and I need to get it right away. But those are my go-to fragrance companies. Everything in place, so we're going to turn on our scale here. And one thing that I do for my candle company, I've put a lot of systems in place. This is just one, and it's a rough draft of what I use. But it kind of shows the amount to pour, when to pour, at what degrees. So we're going to be pouring our, you're going to be using our 8-ounce vessels today. So of course we need 136 grams of wax, and we're going to need 14 grams of fragrance. And that's what we're going to be using. If we were pouring on a 12-ounce scale, or with 12-ounce, our 12-ounce jars or vessels, I would be using 201 grams of wax to 21 grams of fragrance. And then what I would do is I would let that I let that steer. So what I do is I basically I heat my wax to about 190, 185, 190, maybe 200. And then I'll pour it in my container, and then I'll let it sit, and then for a few minutes, and then I'll pour in my fragrance oil, and then I will not, and then we'll just steer, and we'll let it sit for a while, and then we'll pour at anywhere between 145 and 120. And what I have found for me is that this is where I get the best scent throw. Okay, at least my cold scent throw for sure. This is where I get the best cold scent throw from. You want to make sure that you have processes in place for your production. And your production is when you are producing your product. It's like a production in a warehouse. So I don't care if you're making candles in your kitchen, if you're making candles in your basement, however you're doing it. If you're starting your business, you want to treat this as you are in your production warehouse. Own your space. Know that this is your business. You have to run this business. You are responsible for your customers. So own your space. This is your production warehouse. So when you get to your production warehouse, you already have your processes in place, and they'll just be able to tie right on over. Okay. So again, we're going to be using 136 grams of wax to 13 grams of fragrance. Okay, so what I have to do is, of course, my container is 294 already, so you have to take that into account. So at 294, 394. So that's about 330 grams is what we're going to be, what we want to see here with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our wax, and we might spill a little bit. It's okay. It's fine. This is kind of just a tutorial, and I hope you all can see very well. So that's a little too much. We want 330 is what we want. Okay. 330 is what we want. 330 grams. Still way too much. So. And let me see here. So, we're a little off there. again, this is just kind of an expedited video to kind of show you how it is that we do pour our candle. So there we are. All right. So we have our wax poured. Now what we're going to want to go ahead and do is we're going to take that and we're going to heat that on our stove. We're going to pour that into, we're going to heat that in here, and actually we take, we're going to want to fill our pot with just, not too much, but just enough water to allow the pot, we don't want it to float, you want it to just sit. So what's going to happen is that is going to it's going to begin to boil, and then you're going to your wax is going to begin to melt, and then you're going to want to go ahead and start stirring. So we're simultaneously we kind of want to work in. This is what I use. It's my wick centering tool, and we have, of course, our wick stickers. We're going to take a wick sticker. We're going to place that wick sticker on the bottom of the wick. Center that perfectly. Take the other side of the sticker off, and you're going to want to take that wick. And this is just a pen that I use that I didn't use anymore, that I basically broke down. And what I do is I take my wick and I center it directly there in the center. And there seems to be some kind of something in my container, and my wick won't stick if there's anything there. So you're going to want to take that wick, you're going to want to place that in the center, just like that. You take your pen, pull it off, voila, your wick is now centered. Okay, we're going to go ahead over here and we're going to check our wax. Our wax is melting perfectly. It's melting perfectly, and you will be able to see that shortly. As you can see, our wax is doing fine. It's melting perfectly. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take that and sit that there. Okay? And while we're waiting, we're going to take some wick holders. And these wick holders I got from Amazon. And I think I got maybe 50 of them for $10 or something like that. Something like that. Don't quote me on the price, but we're going to take that wick holder. We're going to center that directly over the glass. We're going to place our wick inside of there, and our wick is now centered. Our wick is centered, and our wick holder is there, and we are ready to go. All right. Now, our wax here has melted awesome. Now I actually have a thermometer that sits directly on here on the side. It clips on the side, and I don't have to worry about that. But you always want to be careful using your thermometer and not to burn yourself. Right now, we are at about 100 and so we're at one. And again, I told you I pour at 185. So right now we're at about 179. So I'm gonna go ahead and just stir my wax. And what I like about the double boiler method is that when you use this, the difference between this and a wax melter is that your wax doesn't heat up, right away and get so hot right away, because your water is what's boiling and it is what's retaining the heat, and your wax is melting because it's on the heat, but it's not getting as hot as it would as it does when it's inside of my wax melter. So we're going to check that again. So we're at 181.6, okay? So we're at 181.6, so we're going to turn that off. And you always want to be careful and make sure that you do not burn yourself, because it's very possible to do so. As you can see, I don't know if you all can see it, but our wax has melted perfectly. All right? Now what we're going to do is put this to the side. We're going to turn our scale on, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to melt, or we're going to weigh our fragrance. All right? So we want to check our grams. This is 29 grams. And of course, we're going to go again. We said 136 grams of fragrance, 14 grams of fragrance. So 29, so about 45 grams altogether with our handy dandy pour or funnel container. All right, so, and right now it's at about 40. It's ranging from 45 to 47, which is okay. But you just kind of want to make sure that you're on point with that. Okay, so we're going to take that, and what I do is I set my fragrance down and I measure, or excuse me, I take my temperature, because I don't want to put my fragrance in until I am at about 180, between 180, 185 and 175 Fahrenheit. Right now I am at 178, okay, which is good pouring temperature. That's going to give you awesome scent, girl, okay? So we're going to take our fragrance, we're going to pour that inside of our wax, okay? And we're going to stir. We're going to stir. Now, here's what happens with the wax, okay? As you stir, you'll notice that as the wax cools, it gets this milky white kind of color to it, which that's the wax cooling and curing and kind of taking hold. Okay, I like to pour at right when that starts to happen at about 100 and most of the time 145 to 120 is when that starts to happen, and I like to pour around there. Gives you awesome scent throw. Trust me, awesome scent throw. Now, and this is for me, and this is, of course, these are my tips and what happens for me. Everyone's going to be different. You're going to have different sizes. You're going to be using different fragrance. Your fragrance is going to go different with It's going to be different with different wax. Right now, I am using a soy. I think it's a 454 all soy wax, or soy blend is what I'm using. And it's a great wax. It gives me a great scent throw. I have used the paraffin soy blend before, and it also gave me a great scent throw. So I did what I did was I did some research, and I wanted to see if a all soy wax would give me the same scent throw as that paraffin soy blend, and it absolutely did. So I wanted to, because I wanted to just be all soy. But I wanted to make sure that my product would not be tainted, or it would not be that change would not cause problems with the scent that I was giving to my customers. So, and I like to just continue to stir. Some people just let it sit. I continue to stir because you want to get that mixed in well with your wax, so that you are you are getting the best scent throw possible. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and check our temperature here now, and all right. And while we're checking our temperature, let's see here. Okay. All right. Right now I am at 135.5, which is okay to pour. All right, 135.5 is okay to pour. And I'm gonna pour this just to kind of show you all what happens at the 135 mark, between 135 and 120. Everyone is different. Me, this is when I like to pour my candles. And I always just give it another little stir first. And then we commence to pouring. Just want to take your container and pour your wax. I try to pour in the same spot, getting that same feel, making sure not to pour too much, because of course I have to put my lid on and get pouring to about right about there, okay? And voila, here you have it. Now you're not gonna see that kind of milky color, of course, because we did not pour, we did not let, that happens when you get to about the 125 to 120 mark. We poured at 130, about 132. But this is the process to pouring and making candles, okay? And what you want to do is you're going to just let that sit. You're going to let that start to cure. Make sure that your wick stays directly in the center of your vessel, and then you're going to take your wick clippers. Once that is completely cured, not completely, of course, once it's completely hardened and the wax is good, you're going to take your wick clippers and you're going to clip that wick. You're going to put the lid on, and what I have found is that I let my candles cure for at least a week. 5 days, I put my top on, I clip my wick, I put my top on, and I put them on the shelf, my curing shelf, and I let them cure for at least 5 days. 5 to 7 days is going to give you the most awesome scent, a cold throw that you have ever smelled. The scent is outrageously awesome. And so you're going to want to let those cure for about 5 to 7 days, okay? So that is the process. That's the process of pouring. We did pour one candle, and we're going to just let that cure. And I actually had intended on pouring two, but I kind of wanted to just show you all that. And then we're also going to go into, I wanted to show you some different types of vessels that you can use. These are we're working on a few different collections, but these are the luxury edition of vessels. I mean, they are awesome, as you can see in the inside. I have one of my labels on them already, but they are awesome. They have the enclosure to close up. They're very heavy vessels, and these are vessels that I'm going to be ordering from Candle Science. I actually ordered these off Amazon, but you can order the same vessels. These vessels will run you about $3 each. So, and as I talked in a previous video, and I'm going to talk in the next video about knowing your numbers. So we're going to do a breakdown of the fragrance to wax, the amounts, the breakdown to the amounts, as well as we're going to do a breakdown of knowing your numbers, which is why if you're going to actually operate your business, I encourage getting an LLC, getting QuickBooks and things like that, but that's for another video. We're going to talk apps and things that you need for your business in the next couple videos. So I urge you all to stay tuned. This is another one of our straight vessels that we use. Again, I have one of our labels on them. As you can see, our logo is there. But these are ones that we use, and we order those offline also. And then here is a finished product. This is one of our vessels. We have these on Etsy, and you can check these out on Etsy if you like at www.serenecurationshop.com. www.serenecurationshop.com. And this is a mahogany scent, and I let this cure for 2 weeks. And I mean, the scent throw is amazing. When you take the top off, it is awesome. So I let it cure for about 2 weeks, just kind of testing just to see. But 1 week, and it'll give you an awesome scent throw. These are also from our luxury edition. These are our luxury edition vessels. They also come with they have a little stand that they come with and they sit up on, and you can take them out. You can utilize the stand. You cannot utilize the stand. So yeah, and we actually ordered these. You're not gonna believe where I ordered these vessels from. These, I ordered them directly from Walmart, from Walmart supplier. They supply those at about $3 per vessel. You can get those vessels, and I use them for our luxury edition. So yeah, that's that. That's our process. That's how we pour, and this is what they look like afterwards. This is what they look like once they're finished and once they're completely cured. 2 weeks or so. This is kind of how they look, and they are completely cured, and they are wonderful. And the scent throw. This is a vanilla voodoo scent, and the scent is amazing. And this one here is a banana nut bread. Okay, so yeah, that's us. Don't forget, follow us over on Instagram at Serene_Curations_Co. That's Serene_Curations_CO. Of course, you're on a YouTube channel. I urge you to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, because we have more content to come. And also, you can go to either one of our websites, www.serenecurations.com, which is going to be up and running, so you'll be able to drop your emails and you'll get notifications when that has launched. But you can also see some of our products right away at www.serenecurationshop.com. So you can follow us over any one of those pages, or you can also go to our Facebook page at Serene Curations over on Facebook. And then I have a group, a Facebook group that I'm not going to talk about in this video, but I will be talking to you all about in the next video, because I would like for you all to come and join that group. It's a place where if you make candles, if you buy candles, home goods, you can come and talk those things. You can talk, you can meet different people, you can meet suppliers, you can meet candle makers, and we can just come together as a community, and we can talk candles and we can talk home goods, because we don't just sell candles. We're going to have throw pillows, throw blankets, things like that, and we can talk those things. So I urge you to come, go to our websites, follow our Facebook pages, our YouTube pages, and just kind of stay up with us and stay in the know. So it's always good to see you all. It's always good to talk to you. I really, really enjoy being with you. Remember, stay positive, stay safe, and until next time, I'll see you again. I truly thank you all for tuning in to our channel. I thank you all for being here with us. Remember, follow us on Instagram, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and continue to follow our business as we grow, as we help you to grow, and we want to know how it is that you are growing. So jump in those comments and let us know what's going on. And don't forget, do that vessel challenge with us. Be safe and be positive.